one he had mandated to restore hope and change for Liberians. For many Liberians, especially the youth, he represented the possibility of a brighter future. Unfortunately, these last 5 years have seen a rapid decline in almost all aspects of national life.
Yeah, it's about King Kwa the boss poor, a part of it, Yemen.
The country is poor. The country is poor. The country is poor. The country is poor.
The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face.
Change your song, girl, and change your song. Change your song, girl, and change your song. Look change your song, paso change your song. Nima change your song, Renku change your song. Change your song, girl, and change your song. Change your song, girl, and change your song. Nima change your song, look change your song. Paso change your song, Renku change your song.
The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face.
Mais à travers le gros, le honorable Messi, elle est sans la pique pour me, de son américain. I guess him a home and tell her in a labasu. What if I bet in a laba in a post? Blue people waiting, just welcome you. About people second way, just take you. We're gonna call away, not about Barabo. Oh, welcome, come here, all it welcome. Oh.
The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. We welcome you, yes, we welcome you. We welcome you, yes, we welcome you. Our people welcome you. People welcome you. Our people welcome you. Our people welcome you. We welcome you, yes, we welcome you. We welcome you, yes, we welcome you. Andole welcome you. Raya welcome you. William welcome you. Efa welcome you. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. The country is poor. I come here with face. Yeah. Time on Nivea. Yeah, man. Anthony Abgolan. King with the body. Fuck now. FIW.
Well, let me say welcome again to another edition of the program, The Bottom Line. And this program brings you information about Liberia. And of course, we are in a political season. So we're going to be basically discussing a lot of politics, fast forward to the elections and probably after the elections. And so let us say welcome to you if you're joining us for the first time. This is where you need to be. This is where we discuss the issue from top to bottom. Tonight, we're going to have a guest on the show, and we are also going to be on a radio in Liberia. As soon as our technicians get things going straight, we'll be getting on Red Power FM in Liberia. And so we ask that you stay with us, be our guest, and let's do the discussion together, because it is about Liberia and it is about you. Anything that concerns Liberia concerns each and every one of us. And so we say Liberia deserves better. And tonight, like I said, we're going to have a guest. The house is full. I have Jamal Kamara with me and also Mark Far from Sweden. Should I say unfortunately or fortunately, put it both ways. Our own man, Paul the Lord Chuluple, is not with us today, but he's on the grounds and working so hard. And I can see Paul sharing the show right now. So Paul is in. I don't know whether he wants me to announce it, but he's not in hiding though. But Paul is in Liberia and he's working really, really hard on the ground. And Paul, we want to say thank you very much. We're receiving all of the news. But tonight we're going to have, like I said, we're going to have a guest, Mr. Vah Tukpah will be here. And together with all the panelists, we're going to be dissecting the nation's address by the Standard Bearer of the CPP, Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings. He spoke to the nation today. He addressed a lot of issues, and we'll be looking at a few points from what he said, and then we will be, explaining it. And we'll also have a simple English segment of the program where the speech by Mr. Cummings will be explained in simple English, and that will be done by the Director of Communications for ANC Global. So it's a jam-packed house tonight. We're gonna have fun. While we share the video, we ask that you also share it to your various contact, and let's welcome a few people. Mr. Samyuki Yosin. Good evening to you, wherever you're watching us from. Thanks for joining us, and we'll ask that you share the video to your friends. And as usual, Chadela Brown Chuluple is watching also, and I want to say thank you for being with us. It's a host of people watching, and I cannot see everybody's name, so that's a problem right here. But whoever you are and wherever you're watching from, please share the video. I'm trying to share the video and also waiting for my panelists to step in. So like I said, tonight is going to be very, very interesting. We're going to look at Mr. Cummings' address, and we'll be having that simple English part of it. And as soon as we get on the radio in Liberia, we're going to be playing it so that our old people, our mothers and fathers, our sisters, our grandmothers who understand English, but not everything, because in Liberia we let them speak big people. We put all the shown and they did congratulations, this and that shown. Our people they don't want to hear that thing. They want to hear the small words. Okay. And yes, Samyuki is watching us from Germany, from the ANC chapter in Germany. Oh yeah, I remember we were there last year. I probably met you. But so we want to say welcome, share the video. So we'll be explaining the speech in simple Liberian English to our old people. They're very important to us because they are our parents. Wherever we go, we cannot forget them. So when we speak the BB English, we got to also explain it to them in simple Liberian English, let them understand. Because maybe some of them were following Mr. Cummings today, and then they didn't probably get everything. And so our Director of Communications here will be breaking the speech down in simple English. And like I said, tonight we're going to have a full house. Mark Farr is already on here. Mark, let's say welcome to you. Good evening.
Good evening, Brother Linford, and good evening to our many listeners, wheresoever you are. And welcome to the Tuesday edition of the Bottom line.
Yeah. We both live in Scandinavia, in a Viking country, but my
Yes, sir.
side has been so rainy. I mean, the whole week it's been rain, but from last night until now, it's worse. We got flood everywhere. There's a little river right behind my house here. We are afraid that in my side approaching us. It's a lot of flood everywhere. I didn't know that we have so many waterfall around here on the mountain. Everywhere is waterfall. The water from the top is falling everywhere. So I don't know how it's safe from Sweden.
Yeah, Sweden the same here, but I mean Norway has a lot of mountains, right? A lot of
Mm-hmm.
mountain, and most of the people live, I mean, below the mountain or beneath the mountain. So for that reason, when it rain like that, the water always pour down to where people live. But like Sweden, we got that kind of flat land with a lot of
Yeah.
trees. Yeah, we got a lot of trees, and so it's kind of difficult to just experience the flood. But however, sometimes in a city like that, where the houses are more than the trees, then it's normal that they experience. We got some communities in Sweden that are affected too, as well, the same as Norway. But we're expecting a lot of rain like tonight and tomorrow, probably, I think the whole week.
Wow. And then I sometimes get confused when we start alarming global warming again. Then it really heavily. And let me tell you guys, two things. If we're making money from now, we'll be the richest. Rocks and water everywhere. Every little mountain you see between them, we got some kind of water. So water,
Yeah,
I don't think we would have gotten in no short of water. But our technicians in Liberia are working very hard to make sure that we can get on the radio, Red Power FM, and so we just the way we
you
can
know,
say Liberia, we just killing small time, yeah. And
you know,
today
you
will
know,
be
brother,
uh,
brother, for this thing of global warming, right?
mm,
I think it's being poor, poorly propagated, or how they call it. Yeah, because if you even if we go back 5,000 years ago, right?
mm,
It is normal. For example, you walk into the store, you buy a new shoes or you buy a new shirt, right?
mm.
After certain years, that shirt gonna change form, and you understand that shoes also. So the planet never gonna get colder, even 5,000 years to 5,000 years ago. It just changing form. And Moses on a sound coming from. You know,
Yeah,
the
I was just
planet Earth is changing form, and only the planet Earth and the Creator know to what different direction it's going. You understand? So
mm.
this fear mongering of global warming, global warming, global warming. No, the planet just changing form from one thing to another.
Yeah, but I think the scientists are trying to put us on the safe side in any case. So we got to also look at the changing condition of the weather. That is uh,
Then we should be trying to adapt in how we build. We should be changing the way that we build and trying to adapt with the to you can no matter what happens, you can fight the water. Yeah, you can only try to live with the water and try to create new technology or kind of a way of building, for example, that people can live above, and you understand, maybe in upstairs building, for example, 20, 40 feet above the ground. So just in case tomorrow, even some area people live, how they call it, 60 feet above the ground, but stay yet when it ready like that, they take over everything.
during visit somewhere, just in Hong Kong. Hong Kong, the land space is small and the people plenty. So you can when the first person who bought that land, they will build a house. The same
Hmm.
style, you can't change it. That's why everywhere in Hong Kong is skyscraper. I didn't know the secret. And
Yeah, yeah,
I was in Hong Kong for 11 days during the volcano ash in Iceland. So then I started asking people why everybody built. They said the shortest building I think I saw in Hong Kong would be around 7, 8 story, and they still building, that new building. So then the guy said, we don't have land, so you can't buy land. So what you do when the first person buy the land, they build a house, the same style. You build your own
yeah,
hotel, the other man buy the top, and then go in. And I was in
yeah.
this
Hong,
hotel
Hong Kong, Hong Kong got more skyscrapers because of that. They don't have land space.
I was in a
So
hotel, 52 story, and we were right there. My man, someone I have to go to play Mainland Channel next door. everybody was kind of like, no, they think you're making it go. But we hope the world will not get any warmer than it is now. Welcome to the Bottom Line. If you just joining us, this is where we discuss the issue, and we want to give one big announcement. And this announcement, I guess a lot of people will continue to make it until the show is over. I guess a lot of people want to hear it. Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings, he spoke today. That's the announcement. No, a real announcement that he will be on the Bottom Line next Tuesday. Today is the 25th of July. Okay, so next Tuesday, let me get my calendar straight because I don't want to make any error here. Next Tuesday, Mark, if you get calendar there, check it quick. Next Tuesday will be.
Yeah, next Tuesday will be the
2nd.
The 2nd of August.
Yeah, 2nd of August. I didn't want to make a mistake, because I want to be exact. So, Mr. Cummings, the standard bearer of the CPP, all of our followers, all the sympathizers of the CPP, Mr. Cummings will be here with us next Tuesday. That will be his debut. That will be the first time he's on the show. So we expect that all of you come and support it. Those of you here, please share the video. Also share that information that Mr. Cummings will be appearing on the Bottom Line by next Tuesday, August 2, 2023. And so let's say welcome to all of you. We see Jamal in the back. I think Jamal is about set. And Paul, I want to say thank you for that reminder about Mr. Cummings' appearance next Tuesday. And so let's bring on Jamal. I think he's all about set and ready to go. Jamal, let's say welcome to you. How you doing?
Thank you very much for having me. I think there's, I hear myself, there's a problem anyway. But just for quick correction, next year will be the 1st of August.
Oh, well, see, I didn't want to make a mistake.
You guys are giving us Scandinavian time.
Yeah. No, but we are Vikings. We are Vikings.
So you got it right. So Vikings got it.
Okay,
got different dates.
July 31 days.
Okay, then. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. And so, guys,
go on.
Yeah, like I said, we'll be having Mr. Vah Tukpah, the former chief of staff to Mr. Cummings. He will be here later on in the show. He's actually caught up somewhere in the traffic. He cannot get home, and he's making his way. But he assures us that even if it is 5 minutes left on the show, he'll be here. But again, we want to register our regrets to our viewers for the fact that we're supposed to be, and our listeners rather, we're supposed to be on the radio in Liberia by now, but I think there's some technical glitches and we cannot, we're not getting any contact. But we hope and hoping that the guys will set everything up. But while we are waiting, guys, any opening comment, anything on anybody's mind that you want us to start with, and then we can go to Mr. Cummings' speech today?
I just want to let you know we'll be having something like a catalog response to the president's speech he made in NASA. With some people want to fix something. What will they fix? We have one of I think our brothers, I think Gadia Smith, a catalog, a very nice video that answers the president questions. What are they facing? So we'll be running that video.
Okay. Mark, is there anything special on your mind?
Anything special on my mind concerning Liberia? Yeah, Liberia is a special place, and we always thinking on positive stuff, special stuff, how to get the country moving forward. And looking at our country, how, since 1822 and officially 1847, if you look at the whole country, the human resource, the mineral resource, and the infrastructure, it presents every day special kind of a thinking and imagination as to how, when are we going to get out of where we find ourselves as a country and as people. Sometimes they're thinking how people, I mean, a cousin of mine, you know, he support VP Boyka, right? So he sent me this kind of a sarcasm that if I still got hope about Mr. Cummings, and this is somebody who is should be in his early 60s, and I'm like, so I sent a question back to him. I'm like, what you mean if I still got hope? He said, oh yeah, man, Cummings, Boyka is the one that the Liberian people want. So I said, say who? Say you, or say your, I mean, UP, you know. So then I asked him, I'm like, have you traveled to Liberia before? He's like, no. I said, have you been to our neighboring country before? No. I said, but then you should be sitting there and wondering as to what can Boyka offer the Liberian people in the age he's at, and what can Cummings offer the Liberian people in the age he's at. Yeah. So the thing is, they don't understand, I mean, anything about Mr. Cummings, those from some of the people from the UP side. So the problem in Liberia is kind of talking to people in Liberia to convince them. It's like some people are so glue, you know, like you take the glue and something you stick it together, the iron glue, and it can't move. So that's how some people are.
Well, you know, as it is, we don't expect everybody to understand because, you know, like you rightly said, the guy has not traveled out of Liberia. So and I don't blame him because it happens. I mean, this is human nature, right? This is human nature. Where you are is where you know. You see it? So if you're in your little room and you don't go outside, so you think that the rest of the world outside there is your little room. My little brother is now in Rwanda, Kigali. He went for a seminar and he took pictures and spread everywhere. I said, why you keep taking pictures? He said, I feel like I'm in Europe. I said, no, you are in Africa. I said, this is what we want for Liberia to be. But for those of you, and he said, now, for me, I'm getting to understand now why are you always talking. You see, so this thing, it has to do with the fixed mind that these people have. And you don't blame them. I mean, Mark and Chima, look at, take for example, some of our brothers and sisters. The guy probably was born way in Lugwatu, and he hasn't even come to Ganta. Okay, so you try to explain to him how Monrovia looks. The guy know.
But then Linford, the same this let us turn it around after. I mean, trash talking all those stuff about Mr. Cummings. We understand that's politics, but at the same time, then you turn around, you cry and say, "Oh, your lay shop, you get business now, things not running." Then why are you crying?
No, because he doesn't know. He takes everything to be for granted and normal, and that's it. But Chima, I think we can make progress. Paul is just informing us because, like I said, Paul is in Liberia now, and he's saying that the rain is falling very heavily and the network is bad. So I think this interprets to us that we're not going to get anything on the radio tonight because if the network is bad, we cannot broadcast on the radio from here because they have to, of course, do it via our link here. So we just want to be very apologetic to our listeners in Liberia that we cannot make it. I hate to say that we cannot, but as it seems, that's the reality. So nothing else we can do. This is technology. And again, no matter how much rain falls here or anywhere in Europe or the Western world, yes, we might have bad connection, but it cannot be this way. I've not seen it. I've not experienced it. And this is why we want Liberia to be part of the Committee of Nations. So, guys, where do we start from? Chima, you got a video for us?
Yes, I do have a video. This is basically to speak of when the president was in Bassa last, I think, 2 weeks. He spoke of I think he was throwing jabs at some politicians where he mentioned something about what are they fixing. And we know that the country is going through bad governance, corruption, massive corruption, and we have living zombies. Like, listen, unfortunately, we're calling our people who are being addicted to drugs because of bad governance, and they call them living zombies. This is a sad story. And somewhere catalog the problems in Liberia, a few of them that would require fixing. And this is the reminder going to the leadership, the present leadership by President Weah government, that they need to fix more things that he probably did not know, or probably we need to tell him he need to look at. Probably he's not looking beyond his nose. So this is the video. We're going to run the video. Probably if you're not watching us, you listen to it through the radio, you may not have to see the pictures of other things that are really making sad news in Liberia and that need to be fixed. So for that, not to take you too long, we're going to run the video now if you allow me, Linfa.
Yeah, sure.
And somebody called themselves fixer. How you understand about it? You call yourself fixer? What are you fixing?
This week, Nathaniel McGill, Liberian President George Weah's Chief of Staff, Sama Cephas, Liberia's Solicitor General, and Bill Tewe, the Managing Director of Liberia's National Port Authority, were accused of a number of corrupt acts by the United States, which has issued sanctions against the three senior officials. Under the sanctions, all U.S. property and interest in U.S. property of the three officials must be blocked. Those who engage in certain transactions with the officials are subject to sanctions.
We are visiting a very serious issue here in Liberia, rape. If you follow me over the years, you know this is not my first time tackling the subject, but it hasn't stopped the issue. Over the last 7 months, there have been over 900 rapes, a lot of them not receiving any justice. So today, you'll be going along with the Stop Rape campaign in Liberia. It's a 3-day march all across Monrovia to demand justice for the victims and stop rape in Liberia. Stay tuned.
Since you started, where have you been paid? So since you've been working, they're not giving you a damn. Là thì cao hơn cũ.
So how many classes do you have in this building?
4 classrooms.
4 classrooms. Wow. You mean this is one of the classrooms?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was in one of the food markets in Monrovia, and a woman said to me, rice is now so expensive, I can't afford to buy it anymore. And I feel that by now prices should have come down because I voted for you.
I'm not a financial expert.
It's expensive, but you know that you have a shortfall in the budget, then reduce the rest so those who are that. What are you fixing?
What are you fixing?
And somebody called themselves.
Yeah. What are you fixing? So probably just want to go over the video. Probably you heard like a moving sound, they're moving some clips. That was like newspaper headlines. I mentioned corruption, extrajudicial killings, drug addiction, deplorable schools. You see a lady saying, "Wow, there was a school." I mean, I don't know whether that was a school in Liberia. I don't know how to say it, but if you did have watched the video, you see what Liberia need. That's a few of things they need. I mean, things among things since George, we are 6 years in power. We're looking at now. So the question you ask, what are we fixing, or what are they fixing? So we want to let him know if he has a chance to watch the video. I know they will tell him that other things he need to fix. That he can go through the video and recount for the past 6 years. What has he done in those areas? Drug addiction, extrajudicial killing, massive corruption, deplorable rule condition, even to his own county. You saw that those I don't know how to describe it. You can tell me more about it. I think my colleague here, Mark, will tell her more about Southeast. You know the way to that place. You could tell her how bad his road is. It was not like that years back. So the government came to power, George came to power, we have not seen any mean work on those roads. So those are a little bit of kind of a description of what we were going through today. So probably if you're a CDC supporter, please remind the chief that we need something to fix in our country. So we got people that will fix those stuff.
Mark, you saw the video?
Yeah, I saw the video, and I've been seeing few clips like that. I think Jamal sent me something, I think like a week or two or so. A guy who, I think when we have visited, somewhere we have visited, I think Israel like that. So, you know, here is the thing, right? It is so sad and disheartening that most of the people in our first branch of government, right? Majority of them were born in the early 60s or the 60s, right? So that means most of them saw the late President Tutman. And Tutman died in 1972. Now, if you were born 1959 or 58 or 1960, you saw Tutman, and let us just take it from the Tutman era up to the current time. You know, if you look at like what Jamal talked about, the Southeast, right? The Southeast has been problematic when it comes to road, most especially during the rainy season time. So I expect, you know, yesterday I think we were on Sekou show when I came home tired, then later on I watched a little bit of Sekou show, that what is actually wrong with we Liberian. And that question is a good question to ask anybody who's in politics. Something is actually wrong with us, but nobody can find the answer as to what is wrong with we Liberian. Because if you you as a Liberian know the history of Liberia and have traveled Liberia before, then you will understand that something is wrong somewhere with we Liberian. We embrace evil, then when good come, we find all means to get rid of that good, be it by violence or one way or the other. So something is wrong with Liberian. Look at the Southeast. Look at a country almost 200 years old. But you go to Guinea. Guinea got a lot of mountains. You drive from Conakry, you go all the way to Labé, Kunda. Then from there you go to Jaoube, you go to the border of Guinea and Senegal. The same thing, you go to the border of Mali, all the area are paved. The same thing, you go to Ivory Coast, our neighboring country. Then I don't know about Sierra Leone because I got no good collection of Sierra Leone, but it tells you how bad things are. Okay, even it comes to drinking water, it comes to electricity, but this country is as old as Methuselah. So the thing here is, what is wrong with our politician? What is wrong with our politician?
Well, you know, I think these are questions that we, like you said, nobody can answer. We've pondered over these questions for years, and perhaps I don't wish so, but I think we'll continue. Even the upcoming generation will begin to ask. You know, I listened to music before, And there is a warning in that music, a phrase in that music that caught my ear. I will never forget. The music says, every generation will always blame the past generation. You see, because like we now, we always say, oh, but why Tom and they didn't do this, or why JJ Rowell and didn't do so. So our children too will start asking, but why you didn't do this one? Why, you know? So it seems as though this is the nature of Liberian people, that we will never move from one stage to another. We get stuck at one stage, or we rather go back. And the war took us back years back. And we cannot progress. And we just stuck. And we look around us. We see things happening. Now, a president saying, what are they going to fix? Now, if he sees this video, he will know that there are a lot of things to be fixed in Liberia. Now, I'm not saying that he, Mr. President, could just fix everything one day or in even 10 years' time, no. But do something, start something, and let people see. Under your watch, let's get it straight. During the wartime, that was wartime. So people were fighting war, and when humans fight war, you don't expect the goats or the deer in the bush to die. That people fighting war, people would die. So people were dying, okay? I mean, we cannot justify that. But in peacetime, that your own government officials, 4 auditors, and the funny thing about it is that these are people who were putting check on people for corruption, and then they got killed. The government did nothing about it until now. Nobody knows. But here is Councillor Gloria Mususka, whose daughter got murdered, or she was murdered though, because she died from wounds. And they arrested the entire family. But your own 4 auditors died. Nobody got caught. Matthew Innes got killed. They say he was hit by taxi. Nobody saw a taxi driver. When they took a body, they did not carry it to the hospital. They carried it to the morgue. Because so a lot of things need to be fixed. Look at the roads. Okay, you say you have bad road medicine, and this is where they fool our people. Connect few feeder roads, few kilometers, and say yes. And because they don't go back to what we were talking about, that these people they don't know anything outside of what they see. So that may have been living on a small piece of dusty road from your house to the next man's house. So when a president comes and waste a quota of water on it, say, oh, the man is doing well. Because I may not drive on paved road. Some of those people never even see how airplane looks like besides seeing it in the air or look at a picture in the book. Let alone to say they will look inside airplane. Some of them have never stood in under a shower or sat in a bathtub. No, not that they don't want to, but the opportunity is not there. So these people, they will be content with anything that a president will come and give them. And now they are saying they want to vote him again. But I think if he watches that video, he should know that there's a lot to be fixed. But guys, Jima, give us your take on that video once more. Tell us if you were to meet a president and tell him what to do.
Do you hear me loud and clear? Are you hearing me? Okay. Yeah. My first and foremost, I'll tell the president, before he make any public statement, you need to really check his record. You need to really find out what are they telling him. Probably they're telling him something. Those around him making him to feel good. They give him information that Mr. President, you're doing a very good job. You've done this, you've done that. Those are people that are around him. So he need to double check his information before he goes out there and make a statement. If you listen to the video, there's a journalist from BBC who was asking him, with regard to his about the economic status of the country. Say you were not an economic expert. Then he went back, he told the people that there's a budget deficit, shortfall in the budget. You're not an economist. You're talking about shortfall in the budget. How do you know that? So instead of asking the questions, you were dodging the questions saying that. So that's what I'm trying to say here is the president need to understand that if he goes out with information, let him know that what information he's giving is to his fingertip. He knows what he's talking about. And these are physical evidence we have here with regard to the deplorable situation the country is facing at the moment. Look what happened. You see the guy who banged his hair on the pole, on a light pole. That guy's on drugs, serious on a drug addiction. Something is on some kind of influence. Then you have, look at the road network to that county. It's very bad. And this is where you come from. And they call it road medicine. So the president need to check his record, check his history, those around, not to listen to them, come on and say something nice. We know he's failed, but one good thing about we know in Liberia, you guys are saying, we always go out there, we all go out there and tell our people, you are the best person. We just keep, giving sugar coating the president when he's not doing anything good. Now you sit there that he's the best man on top of things. So the president has failed. And the only solution we're telling is that Mr. Comey is coming with Councillor Charlene Brown. They will have a solution to that country. I mean, they are not perfect, but no, by the first 100 days, we'll see changes in our country. And this is what we're all yearning for. I think it will happen in our country. There's nothing, in fact, we're 150% sure that it's going to happen in our country. Because these people we're talking about, they live outside, they've seen it, they know what to deliver. They are not those conventional politicians who make statements, they don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, living outside, I think we should be one of the president that he lived outside too, spent most of his time outside Liberia and living in, developed, not like some people that live in rented apartment and living in those kind of, to do community in the West. He lived in the best of the best in every community he lived, in every country he moved to. So we should be somebody that know what is good for his people. But it's just that he's a disappointment. And like you said, when it comes to conventional politician, one don't have to be a conventional politician before you know what your people want. It's just that the fellow, he's clueless and he doesn't give a rat about the Liberian people, because no matter what happens, you will find the weird that are going to die with him, and no matter what you say about their own good, how their children today or tomorrow will be the next victim of what is in the community, how the other people's children turn victim. Most of the children you see that are on our store, so some of them never fought the war, okay, but they fought victim because of hardship. They just finding a way out, so they feel that using those substance and things, and it will take away their sorrow, it will take away their pain. But at the end of the day, it is the government that is responsible. It is the Liberian people that are responsible. Because your child is not victim of that situation today, doesn't mean to say your cousin or somebody from your family or friend, child is not going to fall victim of the issue. And it's not just the we are government. The past government is 100% also responsible, because these children were already there before the we are government came, and the hardship add onto that. And when you talk about what is there to fix, he should be ashamed of himself, just as Juma said. He should be ashamed of himself to ask that question in the first place. We know that you can fix everything, but the main important things to fix in the country, you are not fixing it in the country. When it comes to people, at least they are like $100 they are making monthly, they're supposed to be regular. When it comes to, the hospitals you're building, how many, x-ray machines that are in the hospital, how many people can go to the hospital, can afford? For example, the Southeast, how many hospitals in the Southeast? How many new universities, for example, even from the past government? Any university added to the University of Liberia? No, the people in the Southeast, they can't go to university except beside the Tottenham Medical College that was in Maryland. So people in Grand Crew, people in Sino, people in River G, they got no access to acquire higher education. Even when it comes to the safe drinking water, those pipes. One of the things any new government that come in power need to invest in. Those pipes being underground for more than 100 years now. And people still drinking from those pipes in some of those areas. When water comes, the only thing they care about is, the water and soil is supplying water now. But how clean are those pipes? Is the water the people drinking secure? It could be secure from where they're supplying it, but once it enters the pipes, some of the pipes are being underground for more than, decades upon decades. So there are a lot of things to be fixed in the country. You're building road without no protection, without no drainage system, without no pedestrian walk. So rain season come, most of the roads and things. First of all, the roads doesn't add anything to the economy. Those roads are not roads that connect from one country to another, where people will buy their goods and the price will be at least reasonable for the people, because the men come to Liberia. Monrovia, for example, come from maybe Ruwa G, kind of buy 200 bags of rice. Before he get arrested to River G, he spent 2 weeks on the road, and he spent half of the same money that he paid for the ride. What do you think the price is going to be for the people on that side?
Around the roadside before you be.
Exactly. The same thing with the chicken soup, the same thing with salt. You know, a lot of things to be faced, my brother, in the country. But his, how they call it, his people, CDC, according to Center for Disease and Control, they will be there laughing. But the disease come, it doesn't ask question. The price in the market doesn't ask question. Who is a CDC and who is a CPP partisan? Everybody embarrassing. Yeah.
You know, the Bible said the just will die with the unjust. So
yeah, like the definition they gave me, she was telling me, say that criminal desperate to control. I heard somewhat. That's the definition for CDC.
On a very serious note, guys, you know, I think when this president is running campaign now, I think he should be the last to even throw the kind of jabs at people asking what they will fix. I mean, you asking that question, what they will fix, what you want to fix. Look around you. Look at Monrovia is taken over by trash, rubbish.
Quite a city of faith. That's a city of faith. Oh,
just the rubbish alone. That, let me tell you, my brother, even if you pour at home, if you're hungry, but the way you dress to go outside, that cosmetic dressing, where you know you wear your cleanest clothes to go outside, people will respect you.
Look, Jamal Lenford, I'll tell you people the truth here, right? The trash that is in Liberia, the garbage that is in Liberia, had they been in Guinea, Ivory Coast, Mali, Senegal, Ghana, Nigeria, there will be protests. People will make sure the government solve that problem. Well, Liberians, they fold their hands. They are okay with the disease that is creating. But one thing is that they forget to know that, you know, all these things are derived from corruption. Corruption produces poverty. Poverty produces what you call sickness. Sickness produces disease. I mean, the disease produces sickness rather. Then the sickness, the next thing that sickness from there, the next thing that to your grave. So those things they overlooking it. A lot of people getting sick from the children. The air alone that you take in.
There was, when somebody, you will see a man walking, he looks healthy, but the man sick inside. When he died, they say, hey, they wish a man. The old lady said, now, on her posing, something said,
they start looking for witchcraft, right?
Yes, start looking for witchcraft. But guys, I think we got to make progress. The SB spoke today, Mr. Cummings spoke today, and he outlined a lot of things. But we do not have that time to go through everything. So what we'll do, we'll listen to the simple English version of it, and because that's important, and that would have been really, really important for our people in radio land, had the radio being on, because you know we go on the air, like I said before, we speak all the BB boat. Our old people there, they too got the right to vote. They too got the right to know who they're voting for and what this person is telling them. So Mr. Cummings today, he said a lot of things, and we'll try to go to that speech and look for the simple English version of it, where he tried to talk to the people in Liberia. At least he was talking to the people, telling them what happened, how the whole 2016 year. So let me not abort what we are about to hear. So for you, our old people, our brothers and sisters, even the young ones that did not have the opportunity to go to school or to be able to understand the people that people can be talking. The simple one here is for you. You're listening to it, please.
My Liberian people, your hello. I come back to talk to you because on Tuesday, the day before 26, Mr. Alexander Comey, the man will be on, to get in the big chair to be president to help all the men talk. The men talk for all, the men talk. So, first, the man say, he tell all of you hello, and he say, the 26, you know, in our too good, but he say happy 26 to you. So the thing the man thought that what I can, I say, let me tell y'all, so y'all will hear it. Eh? Okay. So Mr. Comey, he say, they like bro, what we in now? Say like bro say a be man for himself, a 176 year now. Eh? We've been helping other countries there and all of that. But today, like bro, poor, like bro, so hard time, corruption, cover all. The thing made a man, he feel bad. The way we come in do 2016 there, Labra looking like that. Then he say all the things were in front of all, where Labra in front of Labra, what we suffering like that. He say we get iron, we get human being there, we get forest there, we get water, we get ocean, we get all kind of thing, dam, all kind of thing. But stay, the suffering say yeah. No good school, you go to the clinic, no way. You go to court, you get your case there, they mango the case. You can't trust anybody. The man say, they 26 were coming, that the kind of thing they're way in front of all we seen so. Then the man say, the president, we are men here, honor the man, government here. Nobody can respect the law. Yeah? No job. No job. The Kushpa, they taking over, they killing our children there. The armed robber there. They plenty all round. They get caught like they following people all round. They steal your phone. They steal your car all. And government ain't get no time to even do anything. The government just sitting down. They take the money and put it in a packet. You can't help nobody. The corruption cover the government. Only the weird government. Now what Mr. Comey say. So Mr. Comey say all the things were happening. Ipa, the way where you see it, government supposed to help people. When people ask government question, government supposed to answer. And government supposed to tell the truth. That what he said, that the way where he see government supposed to work. And government supposed to help all of us make job for us to get job. We take care of our family. And when you get question, you ask government supposed to answer. So he said when he get there, he and number two, Charlene Bronski in the Omo, the number two, what we say that next to him in the mansion, he said when they get there, the first thing, the young people there, they're the one where we carry the country in front, when we old people now. So he will help them find job for them. Meeting in the country, Mr. Comey said that job where you will find for them. Job, he will bring job. The main thing that job in the country here. Then he said the business people there, you're the small business people there, you get whatever market, you get small shop, you selling people in the market, you selling better ball, you selling pepper, it will help you, so you will make your business big. That way he say, it will help the small business people there because he Mr. Comey, he say he businessman. So he know how to do business, he say that era. So he say, we must put her around him. The drug dealer there, the people that were selling the kush, he say, he get them strong one, he say, that thing what they doing, he say when he get there, he will deal with them left and right. He will deal with all of them, no drug dealer there. So he get there and warning now. He say when he get in that chair, their own drug business what they doing, he will take care of that one there quick. Because the thing what they doing ain't not good. Mr. Comey say he been talking for all. The people lie on him. The people came to court. They didn't want him to talk. He said, but God behind him, God there. So he said, we must help him. He said, you must not give up. That's what the man thought. He said, he, on his knee, on his family knee, he will help all. So the country can go in front. So he said, today, beginning today, the way the 26 coming, we will use the time here, all our citizens will put our hand around each other. So we will help him. We face the country. That's what Mr. Comey say. So I can't tell you. So we thank God for the thing where he thought. That will help him until he get in the chair. He and Charlene Bronski and number two. So they will face the country. That's what I get to tell you. So you all thank you. You're here the one here. Happy 26.
Okay, so I guess it couldn't be much more clearer in simple terms than what we just heard. Um, this is basically for those of you, our mothers and sisters, our fathers, our grandfathers, what Mr. Cummings said today, that just the
You
how
take
can
it as bro.
how can I say
Was it?
that in English?
That is smallest one there.
Yeah, that is smaller. That the explanation there. All the big people you talk, that they put it in simple English. That all he said today, that why they make it small so they put it together and make it small so you can understand it. You may say you help with all the problems that are going on. When you look in Montreal, look at all the debt. You're not supposed to be living in that dirt. Who say when you owe, you can work? You can work. Or in some countries they get something called pension. And some of you who are working with government long time, you also be getting pension money. But all I want there, the people eat it. Because they look at your need, they say, well, they owe me, maybe they say maybe they owe me not that. So they eat your money. Okay, so Chima, maybe you want to talk a little bit about that video.
Yeah, that's correct. It's about what we spoke of, the good governance, like bad things the past years. I mean, yeah, and also the past years. What Brother Mark said today is also there's a continuation of past governments. I mean, it getting worse and worse and not taking our people into consideration. It's also good that politicians like Mr. Comey and other people make, these statements, people to know what is going on. He's the one of the first, I really had a respect for him. He's one of the first that come up every now and then during the 26th, 24th to make statement, to remind us of those things that happen in our country that we not take into consideration, to remind us of the corruptions, the killings, the suffering of our people. I mean, we expect activists, other people to be doing it, and only politicians are doing it right now. Liberia has too many organizations that are fighting for people, but none of them will come out and say anything. Once you drop something into their pocket, that's the end of it. And we sit here, so this part of our role we also play. We have ours on these platforms to remind of our people that we need good leadership, we need good governance in our country. And this is why we want this country to change. And this is a cause we can give attention to. That's what we sign up for. And Mr. Comey is just reminding us of all those things that happen. It's nothing new, but it's like something in religion, nothing in the Bible, in the Quran that have not been said. They have been said already. But what are the imams and the preachers and the prophets are saying on the pastor and the bishops? They are reminding us of what will happen, what you need to do for it not to happen. So it's just like what those who are trying to seek office are trying to do. If you see people, look at what happened today. The presidential race is crowded. Got 20 presidential aspirants. They're thinking that they all can fix it because somebody's not doing it right. If somebody was doing it, you say it's difficult to replace someone who's doing good and to replace someone also doing bad. But if you have to go in, there are too many hopes. Hopes will be high when somebody take from George, we are like Mr. Cummings. We expect it to be fixed in 100 days. It's not going to work like that. We expect few things to happen. That is providing jobs, those infrastructure, when we say infrastructure, those buildings, road network, and other things. We need good, like my brother was just talking about today, water, the pipes under the grounds have been there for 100 years. They are rusty already. They may be causing us some problem. We don't know. Who cares to remove those pipes, replace them? You don't even have the water running. So what do you think? The schools, look at the deplorable school condition. We have substandard schools in Liberia. The last time, I think, under Ellen leadership, the University of Liberia issue, they had students to go apply for the University of Liberia. I think entrance, nobody passed. Nobody passed. That was one day. It was all over in the news, all over in Europe, all over the world. The University of Liberia, the whole university, all the high schools in Liberia, they want to sit the University of Liberia entrance, nobody passed because they put a different team out there to administer the exams. So nobody passed that particular entrance. So what does it say about our leadership? They talk about our educational system. If you look at University of Liberia right now, go to there are some website that rank those universities in the world. What we get in Liberia as a BSc in Liberia is rated as AA degree. So are we also saying that we are offering PhD and masters? Why are you carrying these things? They're laughing at us. This is laughable. So we mention these things for you. It's a reminder that we need to change our ways. We're not voting people because we know them. We vote people because on reality, things are not happening right. Liberia is facing this. Go on, boss.
And to add on what you just said, when it comes to the, hundreds of students or few thousands that sat the exam for the University of Liberia, right? And nobody passed. A good leader, a good president will call in first of all the Minister of Education, some of the Minister of Education, or the legislature, the Senate Standing Committee on Education, will call in our Minister of Education as to what is going on with the high school, with the teachers. You understand? Get the how they call it, the teacher union together as to what is going on. Why city children couldn't pass the University of Liberia entrance. So that means to say that something going on within the education sector that the president need to call the person responsible for that particular, institution. Then, like Jamal said, when it comes to how they call it, sometimes if you we the Liberian people, we embrace nonsense thinking that it is good for us. So here you have a country, since it was founded, hospital, okay, the hospital, the JFK, how was the JFK built in Liberia? The John F. Kennedy Hospital, how was it built in Liberia? The Ravos fee, how was that Ravos fee built in Liberia? If the Chinese are not put in $50 million to upgrade our airport will still be, I think, our full rooms, waiting place and exit entry. That would be that same airport will be hiring by now. Then you look at the building structure in Liberia, the Minister of Rural Development or Public Work, the building structure, people just build anywhere, anyhow. Somebody was telling me, you get to Monrovia, even for you to get to Moserado, for you to get to some areas that people building on the road, the plans are stayed there, but people building on the road. So Jamal, the country is in a complete mess. The country is in a mess. And our people say, like the saying go, they say, don't refuse the message, but refuse what is in the message. But no matter who come and preach the message to the Liberian people, the good thing in the message, most of them will still reject the good things in the message. Mr. Cummings have been telling the Liberian people how he going to get the job done, what he going to do to get the job done. And one of the main place that need to be fixed, Jamal, if you want to attract investor, is the area of rules and law, the law in the country. If, for example, somebody go to the market and go steal, you find all the Liberian people, they know that person is supposed to go to jail, that person at road. Or somebody break into people's house and go steal something from there, steal a television or a radio or take clothes, they'll say, oh, you carry that man to jail, they start beating the man. But somebody sitting in the office with a necktie on there, you understand, and steal millions of dollars that belong to the Liberian people quiet. The main person they're supposed to say, we make sure the person go to jail. Either government or Canada, government Canada. But Liberian people are quiet. Some people justify the man reason that he did not steal money, or the money, how they call it, say, oh, you're leading man because what that man from the party. And let me just tell you, they even say among us, we as friends, some of us will look at our friend is doing something bad, or what our friend did is bad. But to even tell that person that, my man, what you did was bad, or what you're doing is bad, or some of our friends will carry on some corrupt behavior, corrupt mentality to tell that person. So those kind of things, people carry it into government because it's embedded in the Liberian people. Telling Liberian man, say, oh, my man, yeah, you corrupt people money, you take people money, say, oh, my man, yeah, lead a man, they want friendship to sport. We get these things in organization and things in our Liberian organization everywhere across. While Liberian organization, you call party tonight, you find hundreds of Liberians will come from the whole, the bugger body will come to that party. But you call someone at a meeting and say, oh, my people, you come together to discuss something. Nobody won't come there. Even to tell them, say, let's pay monthly due. Nobody won't pay monthly due because in the man's mind, the man say, the man can hustle, the man can take our money. At the end of the day, nothing going to come to it. That's the same mentality people carry to government, and we should.
Yeah, it's true. It's very good. Yeah, go on. I just want to qualify something you're saying. I mean, just to support you, brother. It happened right before our very eyes. You see, the Spoon owner of the CEO of Spoon.
Yeah.
What happened here? He was indicted by the U.S. government of some issues, and it's a serious state criminal, a criminal offense, right? And we stay hailing this guy. What happened when this is happening? What we should do? Consider that he's innocent. What should have been done? Like, because he's been accused by state of being a criminal offense, people are still hailing. People are thinking about having prayer service for this guy.
Thank you.
This is what we are talking about. We are not saying that he's guilty. Why he's accused? Why can't we let him have a days in court? And let's avoid, like, we stay going to this his platform.
First Jamal, they think that you say you're praying for the man for, they accuse the man is being suspected of corrupting people money, which means that indirect stealing. They want to call stealing. The man is suspected of stealing people money. Then you say you're praying for the man so that the man will not go to jail for stealing people money. What kind of prayer is that?
Come on, besides the stealing part of it,
the man, for example, the man gave fake, let's say the man gave fake medicine, the man put people in the field who are fake to go and treat people.
And people die.
Praying for?
And
what happens? Some people die in one of those people. You know what you're praying for? I tell you that how people can pray?
This is what we do in Liberia. This just to add to what you are saying. What we do, we don't go for the real estate. What we think, well, he's my cousin, he's related to me, gave me a few coins, $3 the last time, and people are still sitting on that platform. That platform should have been boycotted, shut down until he's investigated, until proven innocent. But now, you know, I know, in this part of the world, when you've been accused of such a massive, huge crime, criminal offense, what they do, they suspend you, you retire, you resign, you're suspended, your station shut down until, because you got credibility issue already. You got credibility issue.
The station own is a legit station, for example, right? I'm just saying.
But he owns it. How did you put it out?
He owned a station. I think the rightful step would have been that he would not, his voice would not be heard on the radio or on the station anywhere. They can put somebody else to moderate or to do whatsoever with their program. That's their business. But he, as somebody suspected of committing a crime overseas, then Liberian Post said once a crime was not committed in Liberia, so nothing wrong with that. I mean, what is wrong with that?
Let me just chime
in. It's the same like those 5 auditors, I think 4 or 5 auditors that died. Cool. Do you know that people were praying for the government? Like, oh yeah, the people lying on the government, the people. How do you pray 4 auditors die? Let's say the government did not kill the 4 auditors, like Linford said. But I lay there because your guy, the government or some people in the government got grudge against the lady, the former Supreme Chief Justice. So they were able to provide adequate justice right there. But 4 auditors work in the same government ministry. You couldn't provide adequate justice. Up to now, there's nothing.
You know, let me get chime in there. In Liberia, we got something called justifiable crimes that when people commit, then they say, yeah, but the man right. The man at least, they play Italian good, that play can eat. So the man right. The man working on finance ministry, the man play with the money every day. So you think, I mean, that man takes on the money, man. A justifiable crime. Then maybe the poor boy hungry, you go take one banana, eat it, say, oh, beat that man, I wrote it, beat it, they put that on and burn him. So we justify the crimes that the people commit. You listen to people, it's starting a good man, the man get money, the man can divide the money up. How did the man get the money? The American government, the greatest country on earth, the thing that our people don't understand is that America will not come and accuse me for nothing. Small tiny man like me would just go to America to hustle, like with a spoon. He just a hustler in America to make ends meet. America can say, my man, go back today. He will go. America can black and say, don't come. America black whole country, whole president. They say, America, and they can go. But you think America got any interest to go lie on that man? While our Liberia can think. America, and before, that's a federal case, before they put federal agents on you, brother, the people will do that background check. And what they forget to know, that is some of those federal agents went and got some of those certificates. And that's why American government got asked to. Because American government knows if they lose that, if ever they take that kind of case against an individual and they lose. The men are filing for $1 trillion damage. He will get rich for nothing. America doesn't want that. So they'll make sure they got. But our people not thinking even along that line. Oh, the men are good men. Hey, go.
And that's the same way Liberian people are justifying, for example, the men that comments who are not working government, Charlene who are not working government. But you got somebody, former vice president, who was sitting with a group of 77, the group of 72nd project,
77
right? 77 money. And there were all kind of alleged or allegation of corruption in a particular place. For example, the Liberian Marketing Association, I think he was the chairman.
That they squander it all.
Yeah, the LMA, the man admitted. Then you got people still here want to justify, oh yeah, the man, you were just a packer. What are you talking about? But when it comes to the good that the government did, then he want to be part of it. So this tell you that something is actually wrong with we Liberians. We justify when it's in our favor or when it's a family friend doing it, then we justify it. But once it's not somebody that we're connected to, and that's why I say one of the way Mr. Cummings will get things, the CPP get things going, is to clean up the Justice Department. You clean up the Justice Department, most especially the white-collar criminal, because the white-collar criminal are the people that the problem in that country are the white-collar criminal. And you have to go after the white-collar criminal. And you cannot leave the same security apparatus in position and say, oh yeah, you won't clean up, because the same security apparatus, they've been part of the problem. They are part and parcel of the problem. So you clean the whole security apparatus. If I were Mr. Cummings taking power, number one, I will not start with a commander and lead a deputy or the assistant deputy. I will clean up from the top coming down. I clean it up. I bring new people there. Only the folks so you then are there, because once I clean up the commander, the assistant commander, the deputy commander, I mean the police director, the assistant police director, the NSA director, the assistant NSA director, down coming down to the captain there. I change all of them. I bring new group of people there. That's the only way you'll be secure to do your work. But if you lead the same people that we've been working with 2-3 administration in the same position and team leading to the same old rank, forget that spider net you get around you. The spider will still be
they know all the loopholes.
And not that we all know that what the question is, what is wrong with us Liberian? We just bringing water spoon case in here because of we support things that they are not right. Even at some point, we're speaking of like
my brother. Besides what about Fonati Kofa? Who's sitting there like brother?
I bring him Nathaniel McGill, which he admitted stealing and bringing investing into Liberia. We'll run our video, see what happened.
Why Fonati Kofa can go back to America today? I think you were an American resident or you were an American citizen. After working with a law firm or insurance company, I think one of them, I'm not too sure, but I heard, okay, took people money and I played that. Could he run away? Kind of Liberia, then the law make a right in Liberia, and Liberia put him bother with it.
Let me run the video. If you get, let me run the video of
run
McGill.
that video on McGill.
You could have your phone take all the post cleaning money. But even I see the money again, Liberia put a good thing. Because Ali and I see them carrying it in Europe. Some point in the country, all government are in eligible interest. That's the money. But we tell no money, the school will get we'll go to our people there, go pay for the school invest. I can't pay her in one country to invest. So I was tell the money I carry to Ghana, correct? But one country get it out of me, I will take it from you, Gary. No. Yeah, I'll leave it.
And you see our people.
That alone should tell you that something is wrong with Liberian people.
Yeah, but look at the people. They said there, accept to say the man is forcing them to say yes.
Yeah.
But they know consciously, they know it's wrong, but they sit there and say yeah.
But what would they do? This is the kind of mentality they've developed. We kind of orientation we have where we are. If somebody's coming at the end of the day, he's giving an envelope. That's what they expect. He's giving a big brown envelope. That where you don't find camera, you drop into the pocket. Some group of youth will be there. Ochi, come me go. It's question there. Come me go. What you got for us? So what you expect? So
that's the same thing. That's the same thing with George Soros and George Weah, right? And people that were in Liberia, they knew that we were catching hell in Liberia. That he used to hang around certain people. Then he went broke completely. But today, Liberian people can justify, say, oh yeah, the man had money to build the thing that he's building today. Something is seriously wrong with Liberian people. Yeah. Look at Jefferson Koji. How much Jefferson Koji is making that he building what his salary. Okay, check most of the ministers that building the $300,000, $500,000 mansion in Liberia. What is the man annual salary? How much he spent on that salary that he within a short period of time he ought to build the kind of mansion that he had. That is something wrong with our security apparatus.
Mike, like you said before, I think the only solution to this problem is a strong government that will put its feet down and say, look, all the mansion, the Ferret Magid I was talking, when they took over first, he said, he told Loon, they got built an alley leading from a main road to a house. I mean, paved. Some people say that Mabota he put there. When his mother died, he built, how you call that stuff? I just forgot the name.
The tomb for his mom.
The tomb for his mom, okay? With air conditioner. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Within 3 years' time, even if you're a Bill Gates, brother, you think because Bill Gates, the reason why people like Bill Gates don't spend that much money, billionaires don't spend much money, they're afraid to get broke. Because if you get rich and get broke again, it's bad. But if you get broke and get rich, fine. So millionaires or billionaires will not spend money like that. But you are living nowhere. Like Costa used to say, with the frogs in the swamp. Then you get jumbo, you got money overnight, you start spending like that. So even if you got that money, honestly, but you live in a country where 99% of the people are poor. So every little thing, even if you're eating, when you're cooking, the smell of your food will make somebody mad. But they don't have it.
My brother, look, the money right in our country, if a serial president, for example, take power in our country, you start from a possible the Samuel Doe government. You understand? If possible, you go back to some of those people that got 200-300 acres of land in our country. How you get that 200-300 acres of land in our country? Send back the time. Who will open an inquiry as to how you acquire that land at 200-300 acres of land, and you're not being paying taxes for that 200-300 acres of land you get. All those hell about mansion and things that you get in the country. How you acquire those hell about mansion and things and the property you get in the country. Then we come to the Doe administration. All the hell about building some of your people that get in the country. Then we come to the early administration or the interim government time. My man, when you finish, you set up some council for truth. With the how they call it, legislature and the judicial branch, right? You got more than $75 billion in our country that you can take from people. Right in that same country, you go nowhere. The first thing you do, you go to some of the European countries and Sweden and Norway that get the old oil tanker, then you understand. You build that thing out of pricing. You know why Sylvester Stallone escaped? Because you can't keep those people there on land. Those people then, some of them know how to claim war with glass bottle on it. Those people then, some of them know how to put nail, and you know the way back tipote. They put nail on the tipote, they face grape, they claim war. So all the technique there, you put the people in some of those ship, then most especially the one where now in vessel, $10-15 million that don't want you carry in deep ocean on a container. Only thing can go to them, a helicopter can go to them and carry them food. They know what part of the world they are.
Man, you gotta even careful, people be fishing. They'll eat that, they'll eat fish.
My man, the man can't order man brave that man can say you flow on the water, so on a ship will see and rescue him. So that man get in the container, the only thing you can see, you only see the sky. You watch that movie, just watch that Stallone movie Escape. That's how the Liberian criminal need to be treated. And once you do it like that, you send message to the low man to even stop lying. You can't trust nobody in the country. You send later on the water to buy quarter, later come back, they press change. The man okay, let's the men get change. The first call the child again, he said the man they shot the men get change. That change that they're child thinking that you forget about that change way in that shop. When you ask for that change again, that child say the next time you say that child, I'll probably there me again forget about change.
Anyway, let's recognize some of our newcomers today on our show. Yeah. What we got here, guys? We have a Linfo. Oh, God.
Yeah, we have Ibrahim Kahini Johnny. I think Ibrahim Johnny is actually here in Norway. He says he's from a commune, or let me see the name of that commune, from the west coast. I think that's around Bergen area or somewhere up from where Glopping commune. So he's from here in Norway. But Abraham, we're here every Tuesday and Friday on the bottom line, and here we discuss issues. And he was asking if we all from Norway. No, I'm from Norway. Jima, you see, with the headphone is from the UK, and Mark, you see there below with the checkerboard shirt is from Sweden.
I'm in the capital of the Scandinavia.
No, the capital of the Scandinavia is actually Denmark.
My man, the capital of Scandinavia is Sweden. We your father, and you talking to Denmark.
On a serious note, Liberia has a big problem.
Again, I forgot to mention. Who is Sam Yuki? Yosi?
No, Sam Yuki is from Germany, the Germany ANC chapter. I mentioned him earlier on.
One fella Game 11 YT. That's a somewhere username on.
That one is some advertisement, some funny thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but again, let's announce that Mr. Cummings will be next Tuesday, the 1st of August. So August will be a lucky month for us. The 1st of August, Mr. Cummings will be here on the show. And this is the first time Mr. Cummings will be here. So for those of you watching, please take the message if you want to listen to Mr. Cummings. And if you hear, we'll open a line so that you can call and actually talk to Mr. Cummings. That real human being, he's a real man. So all of the questions, all the doubt you get, who is there, your call and ask him.
And this man, Linford, just to add on, has been consistent from day one, from the time he entered Liberian politics. If you go by, you listen to his tape. He been consistent. If you say you set Mr. Cummings down to investigate Mr. Cummings, his story day before yesterday, the story yesterday, the story tomorrow, it will still be the same length of time. Look, sometimes when I'm not working, right, I listen to Mr. Cummings' past recording, everything Mr. Cummings been saying about how he want to get things done in Liberia.
But this is a man who got vision.
And this man, okay, where people accuse him, say, oh, certain people that won't call their name, say, oh, Mr. Cummings, he's not Liberian, Mr. Cummings not there. You think if Mr. Cummings have 0.5% of his parent who from different country, he think Mr. Cummings will come by in Liberia because the man get no other country to go claim second country. That alone should tell Liberian people a lot. The man got no other country to go claim second country. With the success, the financial backing he got.
Let me get out to what you said about the consistency. Mr. Cummings have been consistent. Now, normally from my experience since my eye opened, political parties in Liberia, time for election. Right now we got 20 political parties registered right now with NEC. Now, after elections, all of them go underwater. Maybe you have the ruling party that will win. The party that will win will be the ruling party, and then you have maybe one or two parties again struggling to be opposition. The rest of them will dissolve. Okay, they are only training now to be recognized for jobs and all these things. Now, but Mr. Cummings remained consistent. His goals did not change. Look at Omen Bwaka. Last election, it was row, R, 2017. Then, after he lost, the new mantra he brought was agriculture, road, and the T. I always forget the A.
Let me be honest to you. I've never spent 5 minutes of my time to listen to anything from Joseph Boakai.
Okay, but let me just make that
That's the serious thing I'm telling you. So I never spent 5 minutes of my time to listen to Joseph Boakai, except when something funny that he said, somebody put a clip up, then I listen to that funny part, I got it up.
So
even the president said the job we have, man. I never spent 5 minutes of my time.
When he came back to run for to run again, now he instead of the A, he had ART, agriculture, road, and the T, I always forgot his T. Then when he looked, everything was changing, it getting tough, then he added there again. He make it he added E there.
Man, I say I can't help you. I never listen to Joseph.
I just come with when you got agriculture
on your own.
Agriculture, road, education, and the S something. No, the yeah, interesting. Well, the point I'm trying to make is that he have been changing his motto all the time. His platform, he's been changing it from ART to AREST. Okay, instead of being consistent. Probably he think if he modifies it, people will buy the idea. But again, some people are buying it. You see, they're not reading beyond to see why is he inconsistent. Why is he changing?
Somebody who and myself, we're not friends on the social media, right? And we're not friends at all. But on few programs that I went on when they're talking about when this fellow who did how they call a press conference and he was throwing Baka under the bus, right? And I've been saying it from the time he joined the Baka camp, because when I listen to the past recording, the past election, you understand, dead man walking, Baka is troubled, Baka is this and that, although how they call it to do things he said about Baka, right? Then turn around to go and support Baka from day one. I've been saying that 4 feet on 4 feet. The man is using Baka and Baka is using the man. At the end of the day, listen to the things that were on the other show the other time I asked a question. I said, but there's nothing new coming from this, and the old boss pipe. The pipe got bad mouth. It was just somebody who put tape around the pipe, and you understand, to manage the water so the water can leak for the time being. But the pipe at the end of the day, the tape, and when the water pressure now force the pipe, either the tape, then the pipe can get bust like that. The Hana Bob bust the other time he released on Joseph Baka. So that's to tell you from what that boy said about Joseph Baka. Yeah, is it? From what the boy said about Joseph Baka, does the man look like any kind of serious man to make president in Liberia and any kind of age? The man for the who got some story that I heard. One boy in America who driving truck. That boy living here in Europe. A serious thing I'm telling you also. One of my picking called me and told me the reason that boy ran away from here and went to Europe because he and Joseph Baka, then they carry on some BSP on some Russian people, then they're looking for okay, now how that boy run away, living in America. Are you forgetting their name? Driving truck. He not call on some radio show then talking about George, he against George Weah. But Joseph Baka used telephone, cajole some Russian, and how the boy then took, I think, $2 million from some Russian guys, and that boy ran away, went to America. Hey, Joseph Baka, that old man is all kind of coco jibene.
But anyway, this is the bottom line. We give our views. Our view is not the view of bottom line. And whatever we say, we cannot stand for it because that means we know about it. And you can hold us responsible individually, but not the platform. Because
they came into court. I will bring my picking Mark with me.
Mark is a Liberian. He has right to his view. And
no, but the point I'm making here is that nobody can tell us what to say. We speak what we know, and we say what we know. So nobody can say, oh, the platform get there. No, not the platform. You want come for me? Like the other day, I hate on Prince Johnson. You want come, let him come because I can go for him.
Let me let me take you guys back to Bernard Ure's statement against over Joseph Baka. That he was
that statement our friends on that.
The recent one or the old one?
The most recent one that he had of an ELP office. I want you to tell me. I mean, I wouldn't have the video. Why are you doing? I'm trying to grab hold of the video to play it. But in the meantime,
I have the video on my phone.
Yeah, you just send it across to me. Send it across to me. I'll put it on.
That one all open more counter was a God. That one all open more counter was a God against sleep. I say if I was injured Marco, I put slap in your ear, Nana, as you call it, God and God against sleep. You know God, when you're doing all the nasty in the comments, God.
It's quite interesting. I think if you did
God.
Of course. I think Mr. Kumi spoke about in his statement today that he's been accused, he's been there. Those things he mentioned. He like sitting back, putting his legs in there. Mr. Kumi will be laughing, giggling today, like, wow, this is what I expect this to happen. You know what he did?
And Joma, just for a few seconds. And this thing should open the eyes and minds of Liberian people that these people deliberately lie on the man. If possible, they could kill the man. Liberian people now supposed to say, wow, all the blame Mr. Cummings. Most of them, oh yeah, that Cummings did it one, that Cummings did it one, that Cummings do that one, because Mr. Cummings is not somebody who can shout. He's not somebody who aggressive. He's not somebody who rule. Because he's a quiet talking man, you understand? So people take advantage of him. Now all the secret coming up. While Liberian people cannot say, now we know the actual truth now coming up, the facts are coming up.
I think it's you and myself job to tell the people what the real story is, because Nakumi is not those bombastic politicians that goes out there and shout over top of his head and tell the people this is why you're going up. You know, he sat there with me saying,
unleash Louis Brown, unleash people like Louis Brown.
That's why we were saying, if you do follow some of our video here, we've been saying Mr. Cummings is a very honest and nice man, because things are what happened to him. They murder his name, his reputation, and he's not a man that want to go after them. Look at when the old man got sick, he went to the hospital in ELW. He went to see him to just show his, support. And Mr. Cummings has been all along showing that he did not say any other his meeting. He never said anything against these people. After all those 5 months going to court almost every day, the old man kept himself to himself. And now what's happening? I think we expect more revelations. What do you think, guys? More revelations coming out from these from Costa and also from Bernard. You don't think so? More coming out.
More are going to come out because
Costa had not even touched what he's supposed to say.
So what he knows?
He just gave
he got a lot that he need to reveal that we don't know.
Yeah. He just gave a press conference. He had not, if Costa go on his show or like those special, like he say, okay, I'll get Porsche today, the ball will go. But he played. People are fasting him. No, let be so.
Why you so careful? When his political career has been,
Costa, then for me, people took Costa to be a serious politician, and for me, I take Costa to be entertainer, radio entertainer. Where when you want to hear all the gossip, all the G's from Labro, you listen. That have me, I can take most of them. You want to listen to the G's from Labro, all the gossip. You turn to these people, then you laugh about some things they will tell you are true and some are not true. You listen to them, you laugh, and you go by your day. But these people then retain to be serious politicians. They croak them. A man can win representative, see that how they call it, vice president. You are the man will get complete disaster and that God exposing. The man go to the party headquarters. How many people is out the coach out in party headquarters? He used that 300 put out and they put out went to when he got down from the car. I saw that clip. He got down from the car, he waving to the partisan and the whole yard empty. The people around him said in a portrait when you put one, you put one cat in the middle of the chicken and all the chicken and go away from the cat. The cat just looking around which one you catch. Costa standing in his suit. He waving to the partisan. So I know put that video on Facebook.
You said Costa were playing the old man were playing the Costa. That's how it looks like. Because let's see what he said.
They're gonna say I'm making this up. Listen to what I'm about to say. They're going to say I am making this up. That's what they're going to say. Somebody just asked me, when is I'm supposed to testify in August. There are 2 hearings. Yes, yesterday were war crimes. I'm testifying in August. The August hearing is...
That's a wrong video.
Yeah, it's a wrong video. I'll find it for you.
Yeah, I got the wrong video that he said about the old man was a walking man and stuff like that.
Yeah, you see.
Okay, let's play. Let's go on.
Not going to change. Joe Barker has no fresh ideas. Joe Barker is not able to run this country. He's a dead man walking. He's a dead man walking, and I cannot support a dead man walking.
Right. I got a video too. I saved it for the particular reason. Because I knew that
he will do today.
It's not going to be Cummings.
It's not going to be Cummings.
Barker got 446,000 votes.
So Barker
Cummings
voted
got
with me.
112,000 votes.
So I want to go back to his statement recently. Look at what he did. This is what he said. This is his. Can we trust this then? Who is betraying who?
Then Ma was correct that the 2 people were playing each other.
Yeah, so if you look at it, we're comparing the 2 now, because he's saying Barker sat there without saying anything. He's been shouting, doing all of them. Omar Barker sat there. I'll show you that I'm an experienced and a very crook old man. I will tell you what to do at the end of the day. Who threw who's on the bus now?
My man. So the 2 people were using each other. Yeah, the 2 people were using each other, and Pape Joe Barker, the original crook, and Costa, the duplicate crook, who are not seeing you know, like one time, one picking you trying to cajole me. So I told the picking, I was born a day, not yesterday. That picking laugh on the phone. Every time he called me, I said, people, I don't get that thing from you. I was born in a day, but not yesterday. Costa thought Joseph Barker was born today. Not knowing Joseph Barker was born 10,000 years ago. So he thought he could use the old man to get to some, you know, he already so-called relevant in Liberia, but he thought he could use the paper to get up there. But now the paper say the other picking, all the costs it cost me the past election, dead men walking, a wicked no quay SYZ. I will deal with it one year. Let me just become president. When Edwin Snow flashed in that particular message from Barker, Costa won a rampage, oh, Edwin Snow, blah, blah, blah. I wish Edwin Snow and Joseph Barker camp. Joseph Barker will treat that other one there too. You think Barker will forget that public article test he go show to the public? Joseph Barker will treat that one if tomorrow come, but unfortunately, Joe Barker will not be president. Joe Barker will not be president.
But I think Ure also challenged that he will show him that he will not get a chance, because that's like big challenge. What do you think? What does he got a muscle to flex that he can challenge Joe Barker?
Man, Ure then a snail in the share. Ure was planted in the CPP. Ure then a snail in the share. Ure working for CDC. So Ure will go around. You apologize to Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings will treat him. Get a, how they call it? The lion and the deer parable. You miss peace with him at the end of the day. You break his neck. Get a lion. When the lion finish eating all the other animal there, then you turn to the deer. Open your mouth 3-4 times. The deer say, "My man, oh, you're not coming for me." He say, "My man, but I treat you, son. You think you'll be hungry? I got to trouble."
So he's telling me about the Prince Johnson scenario. Nobody should trust him. The kind of thing what he did to Samuel Doe.
Nobody. Anybody who trusts the Euro, the Coastal, yeah, I don't know what to tell you, but Euro Coastal.
Okay. So, but, Mike, you are creating fear factor here. So what if, what if Euro comes and appeal to Mr. Cummings and say, well, you support Mr. Cummings in these elections? What should happen?
My man, I will treat you like Maximo the Merciful in the Roman time. Yeah, I will all keep you at distance. If possible, I'll send you to the battlefront for somebody to butcher you. But I can never bring you closer to me.
Should he be welcomed?
As a leader, if Mr. Cummings, I will forgive you, but I can't bring you closer to me.
You know, because on the platform, so now we can make some small, analysis in the form of joking, but it can turn to reality.
Yeah, but it's true. He making sense here.
Yeah,
I'm telling you why he's
do you remember
in Liberian politics, African politics, it can lead to your death. But in the West, let me carry you back to something. You know, this Team Arrival, right? It's a very interesting book to buy, and most of it is from the Abraham Lincoln era, and it connected to the Barack Obama. And Obama used that skill from Abraham Lincoln when Abraham Lincoln has Stuart Chase, a lot of opposition from the other side, and you understand. But he brought them under one umbrella, even though they were his opposition, and they bitterly campaigned against him, you understand. And when Obama became president, everything that Hillary Clinton said, calling him names, the late John McCain calling Obama names, at the end of the day, Obama brought all of them together. They were able to work together. But that thing doesn't work in African politics. Most especially, follow the history of Benedict Ure then, follow the history of Prince Johnson then. Then before you say you forgive these people, but you can bring them closer to you. If you put them somewhere, don't put them to anywhere that they will be destructive to you. No.
I do support what Maxine linked for. You see, a Prince Johnson scenario taught a lot of people a lot of lessons in Liberia. When Doe have had him, do anything he wants, could have done with him. Let him go because we all want one Liberia. You know what happened? He led to Doe's death. So those things, it taught a lot of sense. So I think I take side what you're talking about, because in the situation where this guy we knew he was one of the co-sponsor. I mean, when it's a co-sponsor of CDC, we know Bernard Ure has been all along. Now today he's saying that they went against Mr. Comey. You know what they did to Mr. Comey? Guy in 5 months in trial from one place to another, and they want to mess. They almost want to murder him. A political career. He's too strong. I don't know. Just as Providence has it, that's why the old man came out.
They want to damage the man career, murder the man internationally and locally.
The reason I ask that question, sometimes we can make some analysis here and it can turn true. And who remembers a few months back, we were throwing the presidential stuff around and trying to assess people, and we mentioned Charlie, and we said, and we give all the qualities. What could make her better? Yeah, you remember that, right?
And I talk about it, and I talk the Bassa belt, how important it would be, and the damaging it will cause if they are not choosing Charlene, because the news is already up there, and Paul King and supporter it. Because I was thinking that Yombli Kanga, there was a possibility of Yombli Kanga, but I didn't know Yombli Kanga was another. Yeah, sorry to say, but she was another nanny goat. By following the leave of the farmer and carrying it into a fence, that will be stranded later on after eating that the raw leaf in the hand, and when they be left with grass to eat, the dry grass.
And you know what, Charlie? It's possible that Bob Ben from All River, Bob Ben can call and say, Alex, you know, that in there, you know what happened? The old man pushed me, but I'm coming back.
Don't take. You know, I think if you.
But that one, I would disagree with your own lane.
Kumi will not do. Yeah, Kumi will not be the
that small boy. Ben and you and your sister, and you talk about the old man pushing.
He seems older than Kumi.
No, but did you? Oh, no,
Mr. Cummings older than he in months.
So, of course, I made it that
Mr. Cummings older than he in months.
Okay.
Of course, I made it that they pushed. I mean, Bwaga pushed him.
But why would he do that now? Because he was not selected as a vice president. That's why he coming out to give all the revelations.
All those things, I will call them. They're trying to do damage, but they were part of the witchcraft. You know, when witchcraft and get together, when they're making their wish and thing, and every one of them they come to that one agreement. All of them and the wish.
So one person come out and confess.
My man, that man confessing that because the daylight catching up, I made confessing.
Can I bring you guys back to something here? Look, I think making these analysis, I think I consider Mr. Barker to be a very, very smart old man. A very, very smart old man.
We got 20 more minutes ago. So.
Yeah, he's a very, very smart old man. Look what he did. He played a game. He played a game very well, and he succeeded getting it done. But what is happening? He will not get to the top. That is the problem. He won't get. He won't get to that mountain top. That's one thing I will tell you. He played against. He used whatever he did. He thought those guys thought they were using. He went around his ball, parading here and there, carrying to America. We done a fund raise for him. He used Benayu to say Mr. Cummings fingered the document. You saw that story. He sat there and using this guy to be the mouthpiece, to be the marketer. He was salesman. What is his name?
And then took it to Nigeria.
Took it to Nigeria. And Omar sat there, knew he had his own agenda. That's why he did. He had his own agenda, how to play around things to make sure. These guys think he want to get around. Can I tell you also? Do you know that Omar is one?
I would just
finish this. Come on. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. You'll come on with your point. He also know that one of the person that never spent his money is Mr. Barkai. The VP Barkai, Honorable Boss, I never spent a dime. And he sat there quietly, say he's on loan. He's one of the richest men in Liberia. I can tell you that. Records have shown that we all know. So he sat there and he stayed going around, those parading him, raising funds here and there. And you will not spend a dime. 12 years as a vice president. You know how much he's taking? Nearly $1 million. So what he tell me, he doesn't have any money? No.
No, but and he's not winning, so he's not spending money.
But why? Okay, that's one thing. He's very, very smart old man. He's a very, very smart old man. He sat there, look what he did to them all day long. All day long, what he did to the cost of carrying around. I think they almost they kind of pocketed his they pay for it, they shoulder his bills, traveling to America, everything he carrying everywhere or on them. He didn't spend a dime. Now at the end of the day, he threw them away. He said, "Look, I don't want you guys. I don't need you." Then he went to take Jeremiah Cohn. Now he went back to UP. Look what he did. Then they call him the betrayer, the best they ever happened in Liberia. The UP threw them out. Bernard, you said if you two threw them out, he didn't throw them out. He did not. They did not abandon UP. UP threw them out. So look at what's happening here. So who is winning here in this kind of argument? We are saying here that Omar is very smart, and you thought and the son thought that they were smart. They could use Barkai to get to what they want. And but what they are doing right now, I mean, the game they're playing. I'm just saying we may be expecting more revelations, guys, out of this between from the Euro camp. That's my take on this so far.
I would disagree with you that Barker is not smart, because Barker was smart when Papa Bronskin passed away, right? Because when Omer Bronskin was living, it still opened the room for them to follow the CPP agreement. You understand? The documentation, whatsoever the document. But when Omer passed away, then I expected Joe Barker now as a smart person to call Mr. Cummings and say, hey, Alex, Yombly is not running, Ure is not running, it's only you and I. And looking at my age as an older person, I want us to seal the ticket, to cement this ticket once and for all, instead of wasting resources, and you understand, or revenue here and there. You go as my vice president. I'm an older person after first term. We have an agenda for this country as to where we want to see the country in the next 20 years to come. You understand? That is a smart move of a smart person. But because this old man is somebody who got grudges and he believes in the witchcraft thing, way of doing things and planning evil. So he and the Benani Ure, this thing they would have divided it.
One picture, pull it up.
Huh?
Mm-hmm. Go on, Mark.
Yeah, this thing they should have divided it among themselves. The four of them. Cummings go as vice president. Yombly, yeah, you already in the house there. I mean, you're a senator, maybe Senate pro tem. This boy, how they call it, Dillon. You'll get Dillon there. All the key people in the CPP, you'll divide this thing among themselves. At the end of the day, the CDC, it would have been fire upon fire under the CDC. They would be confused. So that is Joe Baca. Then when it comes to the money business that you're talking about, Joseph Baca is one cheap old man who in respect himself. Where all the money he been making? You know, my grandpa said every time when your friend telling you thank you, your friend telling you thank you, but you can never tell that your friend thank you, that your friend has sold himself cheap to you, that your friend ain't got no dignity. Because every day that you the one he telling thank you. That old man Joe Baca looking, that almost $1 million you're making for the past 12 years. So what happened to the old man money? What happened to it? That the question that Brent was supposed to be asking. Yeah, that Costa then will be paying you your travel, Stanton Waterspoon there will be renting place for you to stay when you go to America. What happened to the old man money? All the old man children, they ain't get money. So Joseph Baca not smart, my brother.
You know, when I say smart in the derogatory term, that's what I mean. You know, when in the West are calling you smart, they're telling you.
I also disagree with you. You and Matt.
No, I can't be now.
Wait. The old man is smart. He's smart in his own interest. In that he wants to be president. So even the scenario that Mark gave, the old man would have done it, but because he wants everything to be for himself, so he try to keep coming out of the picture. Now, if you remember, when Costa talking to America, they went to barber shop. Costa told the woman, sit down, let it cut my hair for you. After they call Costa hair, they call the woman hair. Then from there, he talking to the scene, Dunkin' Donut shop. And why they always carry the woman to the donut shop here? Costa carry him there and they took picture right from the scene donut place. Now the other group, they carry him. They took the same picture again to the same place. Why they always carry the woman to the donut shop?
Nobody there to face a nice meal for you at home. At least you should have somebody from Lofa County will be facing a nice meal. Have it delivered to the open. You just feel that some of the poison the old man, you're already on his way. You just feel that some of the poison him. So definitely they'll buy food for a Dunkin' Donuts. It better if that's safe. The thing that is safe.
Yeah, campaign. We are running campaign.
Go on. That's the whole vice president I had about like 12 years. He was taking home about $1 million every day. I mean, every month. That's why somebody buying donkey with what kind of coffee is that? Is that mocha or a black coffee taking along? That's important.
But at least,
my man, I pay that in a McDonald's, my man. Where can I go restaurant?
That Dunkin' Donut, if you look there, you see the sign right behind Dunkin' Donut.
The Dunkin' Donuts in the US.
Yeah, who former vice president?
No, say presidential candidate. Do say presidential candidate. Yeah, elevated.
And the old man say he's living on loans. Oh my goodness.
That should tell you that something wrong with Liberian people. Somebody tells you living on loan, that may not be president for your country.
Anyway,
you have business loan. That we're gonna loan at a business loan, and where is the business?
Yeah,
because business people can take loan. Billionaire then companies can take loan, but as an individual, that loan he go take, that means there's something wrong with him. But our business loan he took, okay, yeah, maybe he got some business he running somewhere. But let's see the business. Where is the business?
By the way, the old man, you know that the old man is in America for his bypass surgery. You know that, right?
No. Let's take it for the result. I mean, the explanation again. They say granddaughter getting married, so he's going for the granddaughter wedding.
Okay. We'll keep track of him and see where he is.
That woman are cunning rabbit. Nothing can come from that woman can't even believe except when you see a face value.
Yeah, but the one I posted the few days I said, well, last is like pregnancy. You can lie, but you show up. So let's see. But and trust me, let me tell you, the people plenty again with the woman because they trying to say deny that he's not going for heart surgery. And they were advising Papi, don't go to no hospital because the news will leak out there. And then he will listen to that, he will come back with a heart problem. And something might happen, you know. So the jam.
Let the news Labrampo can carry this. I thought man who paid it that Tower paid the data in London and there we thought more, right? So that I knew majors that I got scared. He said Costa.
Costa. No, but you see, like what I'm saying, they will call up, they say, Papi, please, you okay, you well. Do not go to hospital because when you go there, what process will be true. And then he will keep that thing and come back. The problem see the woman can see when you wave to people, you can take time to carry your hand up, but when the woman wave, you can do that.
I mean, let's get to something serious here about Mr. Cummings. You understand? This is somebody who has not become president yet, but travel the length and breadth of the country. Yeah, that should tell Liberian people that this man, there's something he got up his sleeves for this country. Because why is he traveling to every county on more than 2-3 occasions? One time I spoke with Mr. Cummings, I think that was the second telephone call we had. And he said, look, the president can do everything. That is why we look for people that are competent, that got a country at heart, that will be city mayor, superintendent, that will be able to stay in those county and transform those counties. Not people we're going to send there at the same time we'll be spoon feeding them. No, that's the kind of mentality we're looking for. You understand? Not to say government will still be writing check and pay master coming from Morea to go pay people. No, Mr. Cummings is not that kind of person. He wants you to stay in Nima County, stay in River G, be able to transform those counties and be able to provide hospital, schools, how the old people that will be taken care of.
Just to add to what you said, Mark, when we were in Germany last year, while the football game was on, Mr. Cummings sat down on a small bench, and I was just using my journalistic style to interview him, but when I had a real interview, we were talking. And one thing that man said, I still went to my ear. He said, look, he said, in fact, he said, all the noise about people protesting, all the students, the early students are frustrated, everybody in the street demonstrating. He said, let me tell you, he said, you live in Norway, how many times you go in the street to go demonstrate? I said, never. So actually, I said, even when we have your election, I don't even know. I guess I want to join the Labour Party. I want myself to go join. Okay? So no noise. He said, Liberia is a small country. He said, if you bring 5 major companies that employ up to 3,000 people, and you place them in a different locations in Liberia, not in the Morea, but Liberia, North, South, and West, you place your 5 companies there, then each of them employ at least 5,000 people. He said, in the next 2 weeks, they will employ all the educated people, and then they will say each company will say nearly 3,000 people to employ. Then they'll start looking for people. Then
we'll be looking for people across
the street. Yeah, people almost going in the street to ask, my man, Bo, come. See, but all the nurses in the country is simply because no job. And 100 people, they'll be angry.
And one of the law I want Mr. Cummings, his, I think, internal affair or justice minister will pass in our country that government vehicle after 6 o'clock, no government vehicle in the street except the police, the fire service, or ambulance. If you government minister, you director, you get government car. After 6 o'clock, you park that car. That car go to the club, the policeman get a red to impound that car.
In fact, that government should not even back car. Here, government don't back car for us. What you
no, Linford. I would disagree with you. Government back cars are coming. Government back cars for their ministers in the Scandinavia, their lawmakers. But what happened is, those cars, after 6 o'clock, those cars are not in the street. And to the people, most of them, you find our lawmakers in the Scandinavia, sometimes they ride back to go to work. Okay? Sometimes some of the people, when they go on their holiday, that's why some of them, they got 2 cars. on Saturday, you don't use government car as a minister or a lawmaker to say, oh yeah, you carrying it to the supermarket, your wife going back or your wife using a car. The police can pan a car and your woman take test and go to where she going.
The difference with Norway
So
is that everybody does not have the same choice. So government will not buy car for people.
Alassane Ouattara in Ivory Coast, Alassane Ouattara, when he was Houphouët-Boigny prime minister, he introduced the same policy during the Houphouët-Boigny time. That government car, you don't use government car after 6 o'clock. You take your private car. You cannot carry a government car on weekend.
All that trouble comes by when government buy car for ministers. But like Norway, government buy car for ministers because you're not going back. Let's say you buy a Toyota RAV4, the new one for everybody, and not everybody want to ride Toyota RAV4. So they abolish that. You get utility car for the office that they use, and when all the ministers they get their own car because they may want to ride Tesla, then you go buy something like what you think. No, so everybody get free choice. So you buy your own car, you go to where we are. The utility car there. If you need to go somewhere, they can use it. So you don't even take it home. So 4 o'clock by finish, that car parking. Right now, no. Because I sort of go to EU, and my poor lady was going for holiday. I told her I'm going to do EU. I might get long list to go repair. So I get car to go to work. She's okay, take a car. It's parking right here. When I come from where I can park it, I grab my car. I carry my children to kindergarten and bring it back. Because the national CEO with me going to other places. And in fact, the kilometer is calculated. I go to work 12.5 kilometers every day, back and forth. So it's 25 kilometers every day. She will be on holiday for 5 days, and she'll know how many kilometers I'll drive. So you see,
what kind of food
my man. What you think? I Liberia. I want to become deputy minister. You do? I'll go park that car and dance to that Jew house. I'll be taking a long telephone.
So that is temptation right there.
Man, the next thing we'll call it, told people to kind of tow that car from that Jew house so you war in the mall. When rain falling, so you war, you go home.
Now only that will do. Now when they put in the Jew house, we'll just get put money on the table, go buy beer and something. My man, you're picking have some party. Hope they everybody drinking, but picking. All night long. The government can't say
the one will be the tour director. I get how they call it there. I get bug on all your car. Anywhere you take that car, I know my beginning myself. We come in, we put that car on tour. You go to Mr. Coming, go now, Mr. Coming, go.
I think we need to close down. The government can't manage their position.
Man, that's a mentality in our country. It creates a situation where
to go to Necklace and Tina Linford, you using government car? My beginning and my second. What are you doing with the car? What the car doing here? According to the statistics, we get the car. That's will be on the street after 6 o'clock. You take the car, you carry. You want to argue too much? We put in the back of the car. We carry the post ticket.
You're taking law into our own hand, though.
But I think it was a good show, guys. It was a good show, and unfortunately, we didn't have our guest because he was actually busy. He told me that he was caught up in the traffic, and then the heavy rain in Monrovia. Vah Tukpah is in Monrovia right now, and then the next thing is that today is just a bad day for us, but it was a good show. We couldn't get on the radio. I received message from Moses. He said they're having technical difficulty because of heavy downpour of rain. So they say every day now they sing right, Sunday good, Sunday bad, basically. So today a bad day. On the flip side, we also had a very good discussion. I mean, we brought in different topics, and that's what makes the show interesting because we can't just keep ourselves in what they call. But at the time is fast, man. I don't know whether you guys got anything to say, but for me, I think we did well, and that's it.
Just a reminder that wherever you are, please tell those who share the show that next week, Tuesday, same time on this platform, we'll have the SB for the CPP, the Collaborating Political Party candidate, Mr. Honorable Alexander Bendis-Comey will be our guest. So we tell you, we'll be sending the flyers out there. So we want you to be part of the show, and we'll open the line for you to follow, and it will be connected in Liberia. We hope there'll be a no downpour rain Monrovia at the time. We want to be live on the Red Power 100.3 in Liberia, and we will also be on our online radio. We'll be on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. That's our links, and be part of it. And Mr. Comey we will be taking questions for the audience. So we'll give you your time to talk to him, ask him questions, and we will also let you have him to. He's an open mind. He's a very honest man. I know you like to talk to him. So that's the reminder for you that if you're listening to our journal on Tuesday, the same place, same time, this is the Bottom Line Liberia.
And what I have to say is that I'm appealing to Liberian people, even though we had some fun, but we're talking some serious things here, to listen to Mr. Cummings' message. He's been very consistent, how he's going to transform Liberia. He's not in this thing for his own sake. He's in this thing for we all as Liberian. Regardless your opposition or you from the CPP camp, Mr. Cummings is going to be a leader for every Liberian. He's not going to be selected. This man's message has been consistent as to where he wants to get this country. Mr. Cummings has a vision for Liberia and for every Liberian, the unborn children. Mr. Cummings doesn't have two nationalities. If Mr. Cummings had two nationalities, trust me, he would not give a rat about Liberia. He would have gone the other side. But that's the only country he got left some of us. Mr. Cummings got no second country to go to say, okay, my mom is from Ivory Coast, or my pa is from Nigeria, or from Ghana, or from South Africa. And these areas are well-developed areas. Mr. Cummings would have turned his back, going into society to make millions of dollars to invest his money. But look at Liberia. That's the only country the man got. That's the only country all of us as Liberian we got. So let us not look at the negative, the witchcraft thing that some people, when good is coming to you, they are fighting the good. Look at what has unfolded for the past, 1 month. The Coastal Revelation, the Euro Revelation. These things should make Liberian people to have a change of heart, say, really these people playing against this man. Look at what happened to, the Solicitor General. All these people, they were in the same witchcraft basket against Mr. Cummings. So that's why I want to say to the Liberian people that will be able to listen and watch the program, you'll have a second thought, that these people, they actually playing for this man. The man got something good for the country. You'll listen to his message when it comes to agriculture, when it comes to road development, when it comes to our mining sector, when it comes to our mineral resource. Liberia, we can produce anything. St. Firestone came to Liberia. Our iron ore, we can produce one steel rod to export. Our cassava, our food. We got some of the good cassava coming from Nima County, from Bon County. We got yam and thing, but we cannot process it thing beside, roasted cassava or farina. What else can we make out of this thing? Mr. Cummings got a lot of contact. So let's give Mr. Cummings the opportunity. Let's give him a chance. That he said we will lead. He said I want to lead. He said we will lead. That may include everybody. So I thank you, people. Thank you for listening and following. And I hope you'll be able to talk to your family, your friend, your loved one to vote Mr. Cummings, to vote the CPP. Thanks, guys, for the show. It was wonderful.
Okay. Thank you, Mark. And first, I want to thank all of our viewers for following us, because without you, we cannot, succeed. We'll be like talking to ourselves, or so I'd rather take a phone to call Mark or Jemai, and we just talk on the phone. But because of you, we are here, and because of us, we are here also. So it's a teamwork, and thanks for being with us. And next Tuesday, like we said, Mr. Cummings will be here. So make it your business, spread the message, and then bring somebody with you, bring 1 or 2 friends with you to watch. And I want to give this quick announcement. Friday, I will not be on the show. I don't know how it's going to be, because we are having our July 26th program, and we'll be having convention, we'll be having elections. We are in power, so people will be running against us. In fact, we are not supposed to run, so we'll be turning power over. So I can't be absent from that particular Friday. The particular Friday will be the convention, the election. So I can't do anything. I'm sorry, but maybe the show is here. Maybe Jamal can come, or I don't know, anybody can come on, but I will not be here. So the next time we meet will be on Tuesday. But on the issue with Mr. Cummings, I think Mr. Cummings is, for me, he's the best man for Liberia right now. He has told us that Liberia deserves better. We are not supposed to be what we are today. If you listen to his address today, he said we are a rich country and we are still poor, which is not. It's like you sit now on bag of rice, then you're hungry. They wrap all in your house, soup, meat, everything, that then you're hungry. Then what are you? So we're not supposed to be like that. We're supposed to open our eyes, and like Mark said, this man have no reason to come back after you work abroad. He earn all the money. What are we looking for here? Everybody here, what are looking for? That money. So you get all that money, then you go back to a country like Liberia. So y'all should get a man credit. Because we got some point in America, even right here in Norway, He tell them about Liberia, they want to go there because it's more money they get. They want to go there. So this is somebody who got millions, but he said, I will go to develop my country. It's for you, enough for him. He can sit down and use that money. He will not finish it. Children will can use it, he will not finish. But he's spending it on people. Then some people can say, oh, where he coming money, that free. You know, people are ungrateful. But people, you will not miss the well until when it runs dry. Say, hey, I need that dirty water should be here. So on that note, I will leave it right there. So if you know the word is with you now, take care of that dirty word because that's all you have. If you miss it, tomorrow you'll regret. If people can be saying, oh, do time was good, Taylor time was good, then you should know what will happen if you miss comments. So we'll take you home on this one. Liberia deserves better.